about girl shows growing up.
They just seemed boring. Like there was just like a lot of high-pitched talking about nothing that I found particularly interesting. It was mostly about like interpersonal relationships or like school drama or stuff like that, whereas I was more interested in like saving the world or action-y kind of stuff, or just like people hitting each other with sticks.
My favorite characters in She-Ra were She-Ra and the Horde figures who were in the Masters of the Universe line. I wasn't big on the other princesses or Bo because like I had enough wherewithal to know that, oh, Bo is coded effeminately, even though like he's got this Errol Flynn mustache. I don't know. Bo's an interesting case.
I think when I was younger, they were definitely something that made me feel more comfortable with the idea of being a girl, because, you know, it's good to see that sort of thing represented in a positive way, and it gave me positive connotations for being a girl. And, you know, as I got older, the concept of being a girl began to suck more and more.
I don't know, I remember having a big kind of rebellion against girl shows and like the color pink because of that kind of mandatory femininity. I wanted to move away from that because I didn't like feeling like I had to.
Definitely, like rejecting those shows was part of like the rejecting femininity thing, because I was one of the boys, so one of the boys would obviously not watch girly shows. So like I think it was like a pretty important part of my identity back then that I didn't watch them.
But I also remember like having to fight with my mom. Like she would not let me buy a She-Ra action figure until they went to the clearance aisle at Toys R Us, because clearance aisle was not in the girls section. It's like, oh yeah, my parents like would have actively been upset if I had watched like Strawberry Shortcake.
I mean, I think gender is a prison, but like in terms of girls shows as a like genre or as a concept, I think the themes in them and the characterization in them is really nice.
And obviously the ideal is that you can watch a show and everyone is represented in an equal and positive way, but we're not quite there yet. And especially since we do live in a culture that is still so male-dominated, it's important for little girls to be able to see other girls being able to do things and be strong characters on their own.
It seems like shows aren't necessarily put into such strong buckets anymore. Like, I mean, there are definitely still action cartoons, and there's probably still more girly cartoons. But it seems like the animation that really rises to the top, it's hard to assign a gender to it. Things like Steven Universe or Gravity Falls, do some folks feel more entitled to those shows than others? I don't know, and I love that. I think that's how it should be.